Hello everyone. So this tutorial is about Docker, installing Docker, and we will go ahead and make a cluster as well. So first of all, let's go to Docker, check whether we have Docker or not in our repository. So when we do apt-get install Docker engine, it says there is no installation candidate. So in my case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to receive some keys, add some keys, what you call GPG. This is GNU package, open source verified packages that we need here. So I have imported the key. It means whatever packages I'm going to install on this server, they are verified and authenticated. So already authenticated. Now I'm going to add a repo, Docker repository for apt resources, means all the packages that I would need later on. So once I'm done with this, I need to run apt-get update. So once this is done, you would be able to see that the Docker engine is available to me. It has 93 MB of packages that I can install. So once you run apt-get, you are able to see all the packages. What apt-cache does is it installs repo in and it caches it within the system. As of now, it's not mandatory. It's just one of the command that you should know. So it caches, sees the table, and gives you all the information about the package. So as of now, the main command to install Docker engine is this, which I have shown you earlier. If you see, already I was trying this. If I say -y, why -y? Because -y will enable whatever comes interactively, saying whether you want to install this package or not, it would be removed, or you can say already accepted, because you have already selected yes here. For example, if I go without UI, it is asking me yes, and when I say yes, it installs the package which I asked. So now once it is done, I'm going to make sure that Docker is up and running. Well, you can see this is up and running now. So systemctl status Docker, it makes sure that your packages are running. Now when you look at Docker service, this explains the same thing what I told you just now. So now executing Docker command without sudo. So Docker run. Okay, this is an option which you can use if you want to. So basically you are making one user who has sudo permissions. For example, in our case, what I'm going to do is user add Ram for you. This is me, Ram, and as I'm your tutor, so Ram for you. Once you do user mode ag docker and then whatever user, who am I, what it does, who am I is root. So basically when you switch to user, for example Ram for you, I'm making a password for this one first. Make a secure password so that nobody can hack you over the internet. Now what we do is let's just switch to user Ram for you, because you are root. You cannot see home directory. Just go back and user mode, just say user mode -m Ram for you. run for you. Let's see if now I can do. Still there is no home directory. If I go inside etc password, I should be able to see home has been assigned to it. So what I can do is mkdir home ram for you and chon ram for you, ram for you, and this. So now if you do sudo su to ram for you, you should be able to see that you are in your home directory. I hope you get the idea. When you create a user, you have an option to specify your home directory. By default, it doesn't create the same. So if you want to see what shell I'm running on, just say echo shell. You are in bin bash. So when you run bash, actually it runs bash.rc bash profile, you can say. You go etc bash rc .bash rc. So when you run this command bash, it sets all your credentials and environment, and it makes it like this because you have ran this command with privileges. By default it is not running, because when you create a user, then only you have to specify the same thing. For example, if you do ls-a, there is nothing inside this directory. But if you copy .bash rc here, then this thing doesn't happen. So I have created a user which I want to use as, you can say, as root. Run for you as root. Now it's run for you Docker. There is no Docker, I believe. I need to do sudo, but I'm not part of sudo. So I exit from here and I'm gonna do this. Okay, it's again the same thing. Docker does not exist. So what it says, use Docker command. Whatever you, whenever username, basically you are able to use Docker as root. That's what the motto of this command. So if you say which Docker, this command you would be able to run as root. So when you say Docker and run for you, you have added Docker command as, you can run Docker command as sudoer, means you have eligibility to run Docker command as what you call sudo root kind of environment. If you want to see the configuration, sudoers.conf, and you would be able to see that it has most of the credentials. For example, whatever privileges have been assigned, normally it goes to this file. So all admin, root, you can specify a different user for any sudo operations. So if you go in this directory, you see in detail things. So basically, if you see, what we did was here. So Ubuntu is able to do everything without password. Then Ubuntu has no password to do this. Ubuntu user can do anything what it wants. So if you switch to Ubuntu, you can see that it has all the permissions without passwordless authentication has been given to it. So, but what that command did was it has made let me just go inside groups at etc groups. If you go, Docker has been added. RAM4U is member of Docker group now. So whatever Docker can do, Docker group is able to do, RAM4U also can do, because it's a user of Docker group. So now as you can see that user is ready, and I have privileges as a user RAM4U. I can run everything as Docker group can run or Docker user can run. So all the commands that I need to run as root or Docker, I can run it as RAM4U. So I would switch to RAM4U here, or I can directly log in using RAM4U, which both of the things are okay. Let me tell you why we are using RAM4U or any user specific. Because root is a destructive as well as creative user. It's actually mighty user in Unix or Linux. So instead of running things as root user, it's better if you start using any user to administer any application. So here we are taking container as an application. And once anybody has root access, that it can make changes to system, and it can even delete the system. It can be very devastating if people don't know how to use root. So normally we avoid things doing through root. So let's go ahead and start with the other options. So Docker has not been installed yet. So I believe, okay, Docker has been installed, yes. So if I do Docker ps-a, there is nothing. Now what I'm going to do is, as a Docker, I'm going to pull some image. Ubuntu, Docker pull Ubuntu. So now what it does is it goes to Docker Hub, and Ubuntu is an official image that can be used to run any particular you can say Docker service, or you can container on top of a host. So what is host? This machine is my host. Host name -f. If you see, this is my host here. Now what I would do is I can run my machine whichever I just now. See, there are multiple options that you can do. Docker search Docker search Ubuntu. You have a lot of images that are there. So this image is Debian based Linux operating system. It's a verified one with these many stars. It's good to use this one. So let's go ahead, and we have pulled it already. We can run Ubuntu right away.